Hi, this is Łukasz from CutSpace. In today's episode, I would like to show you a few keyboard shortcuts that make working with the NX model easier. You will find all these abbreviations in the episode description below this video. Let's start with the Ctrl-J shortcut, which changes the visibility settings of the model. After pressing Ctrl-J on the keyboard, the class selection window pops up. You select the object whose visibility you want to change. For example, I choose this model. If you can't select it, check this filter, because sometimes it may happen that you have selected the solid model. For example, if you have selected the sheet body, which is a surface object, it won't highlight. Only when you find a surface, for example here, will you be able to select it. So here you either choose no selection filter or solid body. You select this object, click OK, and we move on to the next Edit Object Display window, where I can, for example, change the transparency of this model. Let's set it to 40, let's assume. We can change the color by clicking on this window. Set to green and click. And we can still change the model layer. Here the default model is set on the first working layer. Let's change it to the 10th layer and click OK. If I click Apply, it's just the same as OK, only the dialog box doesn't disappear. After clicking OK, this window will disappear. Another keyboard shortcut I would like to show is the Ctrl-L shortcut. This is a shortcut showing all the layers that are currently available in the model. Here we have layers with objects set, which means that all layers with objects are shown. I can also select all layers, which means all layers, and there are 256 of them. However, I'm going back to layers with objects, and we can see here my object, which I moved to layer 10 in the previous operation. Layer 10 is selected. I can uncheck it and we see that now this object is invisible. Or I can also set that this layer is only visible. That means I can see her in the model, but I can't do anything with this model anymore. I can't even select him. I press Ctrl-L again, select the 10th layer. She is still active. If, for example, I double-clicked on the 10th layer twice, it automatically sets it as the working layer, and then all the operations I perform will be saved on the 10th layer. But I'm going back, setting the working layer back, the first layer. Okay, I may mention more about layers in future episodes. Now, another keyboard shortcut that I would like to show. We already had layers, so we can put all the elements we want on the layers. We can upload solid objects, surface objects, coordinate systems together. We can put everything, for example, on one layer. Here is another keyboard shortcut, Ctrl-W. It shows us the grouping of elements depending on whether they are solids, surface objects, sketches, and it hides or shows us all elements of a specific type that are currently in the model. So for example, now in the model we have these two elements, the green one and this sphere here. If I click now, select, here is solid bodies, which means solid objects, and click this hide icon, all these objects will disappear. If I click hide on all, which means on all objects, everything will disappear. If I wanted to show only objects now, only auxiliary planes, let's say day and tomb planes, I click. I showed me this auxiliary plane that I showed earlier. If I want to go back to sheet bodies now, i.e. surface objects, I click on this, and here the surface object that I had before appeared. If I want to show sketches, it's the same. Here I have one sketch. Or just everything back and everything back I have. So this is a grouping. These are such layers, only they group according to, only this is more general grouping of elements that is showing and hiding everything from a specific group. Okay, that's it. Another keyboard shortcut that will be useful for you is the Ctrl-H shortcut. So, cross-section view. We see that the cross-section has automatically turned on here. Section editing. I can move it this way. I can also change the cutting plane. For example, here is an example Y. I can, in the Z plane, or can I even define the cutting plane myself? For example, as this element, for example, this auxiliary plane, then I choose specify plane, I choose this one, and it cuts using this plane. Okay. Now, when I want to refer to this keyboard shortcut, it refers to the cross-section view, which is in the View tab, that is the view. And here, if I want to return to the normal view, I uncheck Clip Section. I can choose Clip Section again. If I want to change something, it's Edit Section, which is Ctrl-H. I can edit here now. And I have something like that. I'm returning to the normal view once again. And now the next keyboard shortcut that I would like to present here is Ctrl-B, which is hiding parts of the model manually. I press Ctrl-B, a dialog box pops up, which asks me which elements I would like to choose. Here in the filter, I have selected no selection filter, which means that there is no filter, so in reality, I would like to select every element. I can mark now, but let's say I would like to choose a sheet body here, just to show you that these filters can be useful. Now I won't select these elements. Body is marked because it is a surface object. I click on it, okay, and it disappears. Here is a no selection filter, so now I can select anything else and hide this curve that was created to create this surface object. I can just with the mouse, left mouse button, and now I will click Ctrl-B and it will disappear too. If, for example, I wanted to restore the elements that were hidden now, I would press Ctrl-Shift-K on the keyboard and it shows me currently all the hidden elements. So I click on this surface object, okay, and it restores the surface to the model for me. Another keyboard shortcut that can be useful is Ctrl-T. Keyboard shortcut helps us move various models. For example, if I now select this sphere and click copy here, I can use this coordinate system to create a copy of the model. I click OK. We see that in the tree, in the parts navigator, such a dead model, dead body, has been created, which refers to this copied part. I can mark it here again, and this time move it somewhere. So I press Ctrl-T again, and now instead of copy, I choose move, and I moved it to a different place. These are some basic keyboard shortcuts that I think will be most useful to you. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope it was helpful. Remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and see you soon in the next episodes. Thanks, hello, see you.